Truly unique cars are few and far between these days. Every manufacturer is finding new ways to share components. And most models' color combinations are limited to shades of silver with tones of beige or gray inside. It's a miracle the Dodge Viper's low-volume Detroit, Michigan, assembly line continues to birth snakes with a 645 horsepower pushed V10 heart, an engine that is, for all intents, unique. One has to imagine that if Mr. Martian had his way with a merger, the Viper's non-existent capability for sharing would relegate the American anti-Corvette to the scrap heap for good. For now at least, the Viper carries on. Our newest test example wore a custom interior and paint designed by a guy named Sneaky Pete, or so says a badge on the dash. Mr. Pete chose a beautiful multi-dimensional silver paint and an allied interior for this GTC model. But this car's hierarchical place in the Viper pit is a little confusing. The GTC is above the base Viper SRT and the next up GT and below the GTS model, but both the GTC and GT wear GT badges on their front fenders. To add to the confusion, Sneaky, as friends call him, added the GTS interior package $8,500, bringing a full leather cockpit. Does this make the car a GTS? No, not really. The Time Attack Group 2.0 package $8,700 was also fitted. So this is a TAR 2.0, right? Not quite. True TARs are built on the base SRT and come with cloth seats and a plastic dash. The Time Attack Groups, both the 1.0 and the Wing 2.0, like this one, include the majority of the TAR's go fast bits: suspension, wing spoiler, splitters, brakes, but not all of them. Two notables missing are the SRT Hood 6 hood vents versus the GTS Hoods 2 and the carbon fiber brace, a really fancy straw brace that saves 2.9 pounds over the standard brace, although both of those were added back into this car for $500 and $2,800. It wouldn't be totally incorrect to call Pete's car the nicest TAR 2.0 out there. Sneaky Pete is actually the nickname of the original 1990s Viper logo and not a person, and it is the name Dodge picked to apply to this example of the Viper's new custom process called One of One. The program offers more than 50 million possible combinations of paint, interior, and stripe color. Dodge also limits the color combos to first come, first serve. To ensure each one of one is unique, Dodge will make you wait for the following model year if, for example, you want a whitey and white Viper with a white stripe and an identical one was already ordered. Pick your own hues here. With a few other line items, this painted-designed Viper totaled $126,085. It's capable of accelerating to 130 miles per hour in an 11.5-second quarter mile. That, my friends, is smoking fast. A Chevy Corvette Z06 manual will match its time in a quarter, but the Vet is traveling 5 miles per hour slower. By 150 miles per hour, the Chevy lags by 1.3 seconds. First gear in the Viper is good for 60 miles per hour. Each shift feels like you're flipping the world's heaviest light switch. The shifter snaps into place just after entering each gate. If you're missing shifts in this car, you're likely driving with one hand on top of the wheel. 2. With the ACR now out of confinement, the TAR 2.0 and Time Attack Group 2.0 Vipers are no longer the heaviest hitters on a track. It isn't for a lack of trying. All Vipers, be they the base car or track spec, are stubborn, stiff, and loud. Tiny cracks in the road resonate through the ultra-rigid chassis like firecrackers in a drum, and the wide pily rubber constantly fills the cabin with the kind of low-frequency drone only a locomotive engineer could ignore. But that's at posted speeds. The faster the car goes, the less the sounds bother you, the driver. Grip is plentiful, measured at 1.03 grams on a 300-foot circle. but you can only go so fast through so many corners before passengers start to make sounds of their own. And cornering hard is where this car feels at home. Going straight down the road, the half-tie-weighted steering wheel kicks back, darting a center like it's urging you to turn. Tall gearing, while helping to achieve an APA rating of 21 miles per gallon on the highway, isn't great in traffic or on moderate inclines. Dropping a gear or two is necessary in a lot of situations. We averaged 14 miles per gallon, 2 higher than the city rating. When it comes down to it, you have to really want to drive the Viper to the store when you have other options available. The side exhaust warms the sills like stale fries under a heat lamp, and the cabin feels tight at times. And any Viper demands a more special task than a run to the grocery store. The good and bad parts combine for a driving experience unlike any other production car. One might say it's one of a kind, even beyond Mr. Pete's own GTC.